Rose Castle is actually an installation of art which aimed to tell the story of the fundamental principle of democracy. Good morning mga kapatid. Today we are going to visit the new tourist attraction here in Oslo. It is just located 40 minutes away from my place. So since I am free today and I've been very busy with the whole week because of work, let's see what are we going to see there. But as far as I know, Rose Castle is an installation of art which aim to tell the story of individuals without demonizing or glorifying the fundamental principle of freedom. And the main principle of this Rose Castle is to tell the story of individual who suffered under the war but not demonizing their story and their choices. It is the brother Aimund's son, also Vebjorn's son, who is artistically responsible for this art, which was opened on May 18 on the 75th anniversary of the liberation of Norway. Since I've been busy with the history of Norway and also all around the world, I'm going to check this out because it has something that impacted me since I am already Norwegian. I want to know the story, I want to know their choices, I want to know their sacrifices on how they are going to build such a very good nation. It is said in English as well that the root of yesteryears is always tethered to the fruit of yesteryears. There is also a frozen lake here where you can enjoy family and friends bonding, take winter pictures, winter sports and activities, good for adults and young. See, there's a lot of people trying to learn how to go to ski, and this is a very good place for that before you are going to reach the Rose Castle. After 5 minutes drive from the Parkeringsplass, we just arrived here in Rose Castle, and then we were greeted by two sculptures together with a red carpet here. It seems that I'm already in Cannes. I'm going to see a show for a very famous movie. It is like an atmosphere here that Norwegians should be proud and boast of because of this sculpture. Of course, safety protection. Along the first part, there are portraits of famous people from World War II, but also many strangers who, in their own way, can tell a story of war. These actually are the pictures of those persons who are beside or behind the World War II. On this picture, I can see on their eyes and also on their faces how much they suffered during the World War II. Imagine this kind of paintings telling the story behind the World War II. It is something that we are enjoying now because of their freedom, because of their advocacy that they are fighting for. We should appreciate it right now. It's because of their great effort. Thanks to these people. The story behind these people is really amazing. And these people are really amazing because of their advocacy that they have been fighting for. These are the voices of humanism. The voice of humanism is an installation that combines sounds and the geometry. Here you can see the actual sounds of humanism before. And these 40 codes from antiquity have been retranslated from Greek and Latin by Vemund Bromquist, the senior lecturer of the University of Oslo, and Aimund Sand from the University Library. The codes can be read in Norwegian, Greek, and Latin. There is a lot of selection has been converted into a sounds installation by composer Martin Romberg and Aimund Sand. Here, you can listen to the sounds of democracy, the speaker, the cacophony of the marketplace, the crashing of the pottery shard, a water clock, whistle and the chiming bells, the voices sounds from the Greek amphoras. In summation, these are the sounds of humanism, the cry for freedom, the cry for democracy. And this is also the White Rose. The White Rose in the Rose Castle is inspired by the German resistance group, which is called the White Rose. In the Rose Castle, the rose is the symbol of the human struggle against suppression of tyrant. The German boys, that is the actual picture of the German boys. Did you know that homosexual Norwegian boys and men met German soldiers in secret meeting places during blackout under occupation? To the Nazis, homosexuality represented a threat to Commonwealth and the Aryan ideal society due to the lack of procreation and what they deemed to be destructive sexual morality. This is also the Russian Tower. Around 1,000 Soviet prisoners of the war were sent to Norway during the war. Kept in inhuman condition, they were used as slave labor to carry out construction work on behalf of the German military. The single biggest project was the expansion of the railway network. The prisoners participated in the construction of the Surlana line, the Nordline line, as well as the Polar line, which was meant to run to Kirkenes. But along with this struggle, there is still the hope for freedom and the hope of happiness. That's why Aimund Sand, also Vebjorn Sand, created the bird of happiness. The bird of happiness symbolizes peace and freedom because many Soviet prisoners of war made small wooden birds as token of thanks to Norwegians who left food parcels along roads or pushed them to prison camp fences. In many places, the local community were of great assistance to the prisoner. And these are the acts of charity were discovered. The prisoner risked being shocked, whereas the Norwegians could be arrested and imprisoned, but because of their good act, they still want to help others. The five structure here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, symbolizes the 5-year war of Norwegian towards Germany, while the 26 meters high pillar honors the war failure and also the navy, among other things. They have also 90 paintings that will show different signs of occupation and the installation and how are they going to struggle for freedom and democracy. That's why the youth nowadays enjoying the freedom and democracy because of this person who gave a very good advocacy to fight for our freedom. And these are the values we should learn from Norwegian: to fight and not to cut the cost, and also to fight for our liberation, because that is something that we can give to our youth in the future, or for the youth of the fatherland. I'm just finished learning about a little bit of history of Norwegian people who suffered under the World War II. And one of the great message is that we must not take freedom and democracy for granted. These are the values that our father and forefathers have fight for and protect us from liberation under a tyranny group of people or any kinds of government. In the Philippines, we have also a famous hero who is known with his principle that the pen is mightier than the sword. He is God Jose Rizal, who is famous all around the world because he truly believes in bloodless revolution. And these are the heroes who had fighted for the democracy. That's why the youth nowadays, or the youth of our fatherlands, there is sung and unsung hero that we should be appreciated and we should give applause for the because they have dedicated their life for the service of others. And that exactly the exact meaning and quality of being a heroes nowadays. Either you can be a modern heroes or a centennial heroes that played a very important part of every one nation's history and democracy.